Dan Williams, Survive Outdoors, where we do wilderness medicine videos on keeping you safe in the outdoors. And if you get injured, to get back safely, we also do gear reviews. We are talking about a very unfortunate incident that happened 2 days ago in Canyonlands National Park, Utah. Look, in life, we make mistakes all the time, and there's many differences between making a common mistake, using common sense. We get excited. Father and daughter, and this picture's from the Associated Press, out of Green Bay, a neighboring state of mine, were out and they were hiking in Canyonlands National Park, specifically on the Sink Line Loop. And that trail has a warning sign at the beginning, and it says, advise not to hike during the summer because of the heat. So what happened was is that this is going to be a little bit of medical guessing, using some critical thinking. They went out there. They may have got heat exhaustion, which takes a few hours, but heat stroke only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. The father could have lost consciousness first, since we're going to assume the younger daughter was healthier. He was in his 50s, and they passed away out there on the trail. Now, in 100-degree heat plus, and it's an 8-hour loop to do this, a 6 to 8 hour loop to do this trail. I mean, you're talking about 2 gallons of water. That's 4 Nalgene bottles per gallon. And to carry that much water, and that's if they're in great shape, is very difficult to do. You have to stay hydrated. There are situations in life where you're going to be out in the wilderness, in the outdoors, and Mother Nature is going to slap you down, and you have to be prepared for it. When I was younger, situations occurred I had no business in, and that's kind of part of the thrill when you're 20s and 30s. You know, through ice storms and snowstorms, there was a time that I had to, crouch under a rocky outcropping and put a tarp up and just get by while the storm passed. And yeah, it's tough. And then you reflect on it and it becomes a story and it's told to your kids. But again, there are situations where you look at the situation, you assess it, and you go, hey, this is going to be a cool time with my kids and this is going to be awesome. You are just going to have to say no. And when you're in those situations that are that dangerous, you need to recognize that and go, you know what? This is a no. Let's just enjoy it from the car. Let's drive around. It's way too hot today. The other thing that happens physiologically, especially with heat stroke, you start to lose some muscle tissue. When that muscle tissue happens, you break down red blood cells, you get something called rhabdo. And rhabdomyolysis is just going to affect your kidneys. It's going to affect every part of your body and is really, really a bad outcome. There are all these different scenarios. And we don't even know if the dad had any comorbidity. Did he have high blood pressure, diabetes? All those can play a role in getting you sicker quicker. Now, here's the dilemma. You have heat exhaustion, developing into heat stroke. What's the treatment? Cool down, get in the shade, and water. Well, in Canyonlands, and you're on this trail, there's no water. You know, it's a kind of a desert situation. So what are you going to do with that? So this was multifactorial. I don't have all the details, and it's not for us to judge, but it is for us to learn. You take a scenario like that and you learn from it and you tell your kids. This is why it's important, and I cannot stress this enough. You talk to your children, you take them out in the outdoors, and you teach them. You teach them things can go wrong, things can get ugly. What would you do if this occurred? What would you do? Have them do it. And do some scenarios, some mock scenarios with them. You know, prepare. Very, very important. We are going to definitely do a workout in the coming weeks. I've got a lot of feedback on that for sure. We're going to give away one of these knives with a bunch of bandages for your pack on the next video. So what you have to do is comment down below if you like this, don't like this. Have you been in a scenario where it was very dangerous, you almost lost your life? Please comment on down below. That could help other people. And how did you get out of it? This year already, I think in national parks, I think 7 people have passed away and died from heat. So yeah, it would be very helpful if you could share your stories. So comment down below, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, you can't be in the drawing next week. So make sure you subscribe. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate all the comments on the last video. Keep your eyes on the horizon, your face to the wind. Stay safe.